I actually had a few people on YouTube actually message me like, hey, where exactly in Virginia do you live? And after I tell them, they're like, oh, I live over here, blah blah blah, I live over here. And I found this one guy that lives about 45 minutes away from me, and he asked if I ever go over there, and that's actually where my dad lives, over by there, and I go there often. He's like, oh cool, maybe when I get my bike out of storage or unwinterize it, we can go cruising sometimes. Like, yeah, that'd be sweet. And then there's this guy in Richmond, actually, not Pt2, but a guy that's just starting to learn to ride. He hasn't bought his bike yet, but he's like, hey, when I start riding, do you think you could ride around with me? Blah blah blah. So that'd be kind of cool. I'll be riding with someone that I have more experience than, so that'll be a first. So I don't know. There's a couple people kind of around that want to ride with me, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm always down for a nice cruise. So I had a little scare yesterday, actually. Well, I went bowling last night, and one of my friends was just talking about buying a sport bike. He texted me all of a sudden, he's like, dude, I want to get a sport bike. And it was just so random, because he just bought like a $600 guitar. He's one of my old bandmates. We jam and play together every now and then. And so he just randomly messages me, dude, I want to buy a sport bike. And I was like, oh, nice. And I was like, they're really fun, but they're really dangerous. And he's like, yeah, I was looking at the Ninja 250Rs, and I was just telling him how they're a great bike all around, especially for beginners. And I was saying how the new body design looks so great, or actually better than my bike, I believe. Their bikes look better than mine, and it's a 250. But then I was like, yeah, it's a really good bike, but the only thing it's kind of weary on is highway travel. I mean, you can do highway travel, but I don't think to an extent you're gonna want that more higher power to pass cars and, I don't know, have a little bit of fun on the highway. And then he was talking to me about purchasing a used 600cc bike, which, I mean, I can't say anything against it, because this is actually my first bike and it's a 600cc. So I mean, it's possible, but I kind of want to sway him towards the 250 because he's a crazy kid. He takes care of his stuff, but I mean, he can get pretty senseless sometimes. And I believe that if he gets senseless on a 600cc, he's gonna end up hurting himself. His dad actually used to ride motorcycles. It was like in the 80s when he stopped riding. He was on a cruiser or whatever, and he hit a car or something like that. He got into an accident. He was like throwing like 40 feet from his motorcycle, and I believe he had to get surgery and all that stuff. Like metal plates and screws in his back. I don't know where, but his dad stopped riding, and now my friend wants to ride, which I think is pretty sweet. This mirror right here is actually a lot shakier than it's supposed to be because I'm missing a screw or a bolt, or not a bolt, or not, or on the inside. I gotta find it when that fits. But anyways, as I was talking about my scare, I was leaving the bowling alley, because we go bowling about once or twice a week for fun. We actually starting to get kind of good. I love bowling now. But I was leaving the bowling alley, and he's like, dude, I want to hear you take off. And I was like, alright. I was like, I'm not going to do anything much. But then I realized, why not? So I let it rip, and I took off pretty fast. Got up to about 75 miles an hour, I think. And it was on the 35 mile an hour road, and it was nighttime. So, I mean, no one's on the road, and it was just me, and I just went. But then I slowed down the speed. I was waiting at the stoplight, and I went, and I was riding perfectly normal. And then there's a car behind me, like, in the distance, and it was catching up to me, and I was like, oh man, with my luck, I bet you that's a cop. so I better just keep riding like I normally do. And sure enough, I saw him pass me, and there was a cop car past me, and he turned around. He wasn't like going super fast. He looked like he was trying to catch up with me, trying to catch me speeding or something. And so after he passed me, he turned around. But I got so scared because I was thinking, oh man, I bet you he heard me. Because, I mean, even this bike stock is kind of loud after you rip it up above 8,000 revs. And so he was following me up. That scared the crap out of me. I hate cops. And that just made me want to go like ride normal to redeem myself. But yeah. But my friend, he was saying how he wants to buy a sport bike, and then my other friend that I went bowling with, he said that he actually went and got his motorcycle license, I believe. But one of his good friends got into a motorcycle accident and had to get, like, he broke an arm or something. But he's fine now. But he was gonna buy a motorcycle. He's a Kawasaki guy like I am, and he after he heard his friend got into an accident, he just decided not to get a motorcycle. He's like, screw that, I don't want to get hurt. But then after he heard that my other friend wanted to buy a motorcycle pretty soon, he's like, dude, if you go to the dealership, let me know. I'll take out a loan right then and there, and I'll buy one too. So I may have an influence on my friends. They enjoy my bike, or at least looking at it, because they don't ride it. I mean, and so they want to actually buy bikes now. I think that'd be kind of sweet. I don't I don't recommend it for my friends because it is pretty expensive, especially at my age. And because right now I'm like, my insurance is $125 a month, and then I'm paying payments on the motorcycle, plus to get all the gear you have to buy, and then all blah blah blah. So it's actually really expensive for someone my age. So I wouldn't recommend it to them. But I think it'd be pretty awesome. What's this car doing on my ass? Get off my ass. I think it'd be pretty awesome if my friends started riding. We rode together. Am I really going that slow? I think my speedometer might be wrong. Either that or everyone's just going extremely fast.